gentleman who gets very little credit for what he does, and we couldn't do what we're doing tonight without his help. Pat, back there in the little room, has given us the thumbs up, which means we're on the air. Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this meeting of the Board of Commissioners for the City of Richmond. I'm going to ask at this time that our friend Bill Wright, who is a retired senior adult minister, First Baptist Church on the Bypass, would come and lead us in the invocation. Good evening, sir.
Thank you. I would ask you to join me in prayer. O Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. We pause for a moment and thank you for this privilege to recognize your presence, because you are always with us. We're never somewhere where you are not. You can go to the highest heavens, you are there, to the depths of the earth, and you are there as well. So we recognize that, but we also recognize our need of your grace, of your guidance, of wisdom in all that we do and all decisions that are made. And we ask for that. But we certainly want to express our appreciation, our thanksgivings for your abundant mercies and goodness. And they are many. For a beautiful day. We thank you tonight in particular for those who serve us as our leaders and officers. And Lord, for first responders. I look around the room here and I just say thank you for those who are willing to do things that we might not be able to do or willing to do. And bless them. Give safety and guidance. But Father, for all of us, give us wisdom for the living of the days that we might present to you hearts of purity and of righteousness. And I pray this in the name of Christ, my Lord and Savior. Amen.
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 Thank you, Bill. Since I have to, Grayson Eves is going to come and lead us in the pledge tonight. Grayson has been working with the city for the past many weeks, and in the administration department, he is an intern and does a tremendous job for the city of Richmond. It's yours, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. Will everyone please rise and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. We'll call the meeting to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Goebel.
Here.
Commissioner Newby.
Here.
Commissioner Brewer.
Here.
Commissioner Cole.
Here.
Mayor Blythe.
Here, thank you. We have two presentations tonight. The first is the new business recognition. Carrie, if you'll come, please.
Good evening, Mayor and City Commission.
Good afternoon.
We have one new business to recognize this evening. It's a business in the Richmond Mall, and it's called Betty's Beauty Supply. And I'm going to ask Betty Johnson to come up and tell us a little bit about her new business.
Betty's Beauty Supply.
Good afternoon, and thank you
Good
for having
afternoon.
me. One thing before I get started, I want to say I was excited to know that you started off with a prayer. That moved me, and I'm glad to be here. Like, I love prayer. So my name is Betty Johnson. I'm the owner of Betty's Beauty Supply. It's located at 830 Eastern Bypass, Suite E. I specialize in wigs, hair extension, hair growth products, a lot of things that women need so they don't have to make that long drive. A lot of the college students here, they said that they don't have a car and they can't get to Lexington. So I thought of a business that we needed, and it's not just for blacks, it's for everyone. So it's, and you know, only come in there and get products, lotion, lipstick, anything, you're gonna walk out of there knowing that Betty loves you. So thank you again for having me.
Thank you, Betty.
Yeah.
You doing the
We're going to do a photo here.
We know the drill.
Get your name tag on.
Give me that badge. Thank you, Kelly. Yes, indeed, and welcome. I'm going to ask Susan Lillis to come. Susan is the executive director for the Section 8 Housing Authority. This is a proclamation, whereas fair housing is a right protected by federal and state laws, and whereas housing discrimination is illegal, and whereas fair housing means persons may freely choose a place to live without regard to race, color, religion, sex, national origin, or because persons are disabled or have children in the family. And whereas fair housing laws apply to persons viewing or renting an apartment, viewing or purchasing a home, applying for or securing a home loan, or purchasing homeowners or renters insurance. Now, therefore, I, Robert Blythe, Mayor of the City of Richmond, do hereby proclaim the month of April 2026 as Fair Housing Month in the City of Richmond, recognizing the need for community education and awareness of fair housing. Susan, do you want to say anything about it?
First of all, I'd like to say thank you, Mayor and Commissioners, for giving me the honor of being the director at Section 8 Housing Office. It has been a pleasure to serve the community and our citizens for as many years as I have been there, which is quite a while. So feel free to give us a call at the office or stop by. We'd love to see you. And if you know anyone that's in need of housing assistance, make sure that you give them our information to locate us. We're at 118 North 2nd Street on the 3rd floor. Thank you.
Ladies, good to see you back.
Good to be back, Mayor.
One of the things that I learn every year when we attend some of the meetings of HUD, whether it's Kentucky Housing or Kentucky-Tennessee Housing Together, or CERC, which is now CERC and something else, because not only Southeast region, but now we've taken the Mid-Atlantic folks and combined them in one meeting, an annual meeting. But one of the things that we learn is executive directors stay around for a while. There are folks who come to those meetings, been there 25, 30 years in their positions or working in their housing departments. So thank you, Susan. We have in our packet the minutes of the regular meeting held March 24, the 6 p.m. meeting. If you've had a chance to look at those, may we have a motion, please, to bring to the floor for discussion and approval.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Cole, Commissioner Newby. Is there any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Newby?
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer?
Yes.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Goble?
Yes.
Mayor Blythe?
Yes, thank you. Order 26-60, an order of the City of Richmond promoting an employee in the fire department to captain. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas the City of Richmond has an open leadership position in the fire department due to recent promotions, and whereas this employee has successfully completed their promotional process, which consists of an open oral interview conducted by a selection panel, evaluated on their abilities, education, training, and leadership in the department, and whereas the interview panel has made a recommendation for this promotion, now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the following fire department employee shall be promoted to the rank of captain on effective payroll May 15, 2026. for the fiscal year rate of 25-26 fire pay scale, pay grade 5, Christopher Austin Willoughby, originally hired as firefighter 1 in 2020, promoted to firefighter 2 in 2021, promoted to firefighter 3 in 2023. The Board of Commissioners would like to thank him for his continued dedication and leadership within the department. This order shall be in full force and effect upon reading and adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's Order 26-60. May we have a motion, please, to bring to the floor for discussion and approval?
I move.
Commissioner Newby
Second.
and Commissioner Brewer. Is there any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Brewer?
Yes.
Commissioner Cole?
Yes.
Commissioner Goble?
Yes.
Commissioner Newby?
Yes.
Mayor Blythe?
Yes, thank you. Now, we're going to pause here. And the Chief, if you'll come, please. You will lead us in this important portion of this meeting.
Mayor, Commissioners, thank you all. Even though Austin's been with us 6 years, his experience in the fire department goes way back further than that. And I say that because I feel like it's come full circle. When I started a little over 22 years ago, his dad, Felix, was a captain and retired as battalion chief. And his uncle, Matt, is also an 18-year veteran of the fire department, holding the rank of captain. So Austin comes by this honest. So at this time, I would like to ask his dad, Felix, to come pin him for the rank of captain. Stand up.
You blew it on live TV.
And then to make it really official, we'll present you with a white helmet.
You want a picture of it? Yeah.
And congratulations, Captain.
Felix, it's good to see you again. How are you? Good. Good.
Congratulations to you.
Oh, you do?
Good show. Good show.
A lot to be proud of.
Good to see you, Felix.
As we say in our swearing-in ceremonies for police and others, we say to the families, thank you for sharing your loved one with the city of Richmond. How grateful we are. Ordinance 26-12, an ordinance of the city of Richmond amending the annual budget for the city of Richmond for the fiscal year 2026, estimating revenues and resources and appropriating funds for the operations of city government. This is a second reading. Mr. City Manager, please.
Mayor, our Finance Director, Sharon Kane, will read the ordinance, and then we'll open the floor for any questions.
Whereas a budget proposal has been prepared and delivered to the City Commission And whereas the City Commission has reviewed the budget proposal and necessary modifications have been completed as recommended, now therefore be it ordained by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the annual budget for the fiscal year beginning July the 1st, 2025 and ending June the 30th, 2026 is hereby presented as follows. In the general fund, our total resources for appropriations is $73,332,004. Our appropriations are $54,060,893, with an estimated ending balance as of 6/30/2026 of $19,271,111. In our municipal aid program, our total appropriations is, or resources for appropriations is $813,912. Our appropriations are $805,700, leaving an estimated fund balance of $8,212. In our capital projects fund, our total resources for appropriation is $13,864,884. Our total appropriations are $11,108,733, leaving an ending balance of $2,756,151. In our Whitehall Historical Site, our total resources for appropriations is $264,925, and our appropriations are $264,925, leaving a balance of $0. In our Men's Rehab Center, our total appropriations is $1,099,000, and our total appropriations are $1,099,000, leaving an ending balance of $0. The amended 2026 fiscal year budget is hereby approved as submitted. The amounts budgeted above are hereby appropriated to the accounts indicated for the 2026 fiscal year budget. The city clerk is hereby directed to publish a copy of the amended fiscal year 2026 budget ordinance in accordance with KRS 424.240. This ordinance shall be in full force and effect upon second reading and adoption and publication by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Finance Director. You've heard the reading. This is the second reading of ordinance 26-12. May we have a motion, please, to bring to the floor for discussion and approval?
So move.
Commissioner Brewer
Second.
and Commissioner Goebel. Is there any discussion? Anything, Sharon, anything, Mr. City Manager?
I think I kind of hit the high points last meeting, but the bigger pieces of this is the daycare emergency renovations. There was almost $360,000, and then overtime in public safety, and then overtime we had with the ice storm this winter. Those are the big ticket items.
All right, thank you. Any further discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Goebel,
Yes.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you, and thank you, Sharon. In a time when certainly in government in general, there are concerns and questions, et cetera, I say it with a smile, as Commissioner Cole knows, but I say it very seriously that that's the lady who keeps me out of jail.
Correct.
Folks, if you ever want to have questions, they'll question certainly financial procedures, et cetera. So, plus she's just nice.
You won't find anybody better at her job, Mayor.
Yes, yes.
For sure.
We're so grateful we were able to certainly be able to work with her. Ordinance 26-13, an ordinance enacting and adopting supplements to the Code of Ordinances for the City of Richmond, Kentucky. This is a first reading. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas the city finds that an ongoing review of ordinances provide a good opportunity to make sure that the city operations are up to date, and whereas the city has determined that regular meetings, order of business at regular meetings requires amendment to better reflect the meeting practice of the city. Now therefore be it ordained and amended as follows. the regular meetings and order of business at the regular meetings. The City Board of Commissioners shall have its regular meetings in accordance with the following schedule. On the second Tuesday of each month, there shall be a meeting at 6 p.m. On the fourth Tuesday of each month, there shall be a regular meeting also at 6 p.m. The regular meetings shall just take place at the Richmond City Hall, 239 West Main Street, Richmond, Kentucky. On the third Thursday, there shall be a meeting at 12 p.m. noon, the workshop meeting. The workshop meetings shall also take place just in Richmond City Hall, 239 West Main Street, Richmond, Kentucky. At the regular meetings, the Board of Commissioners, the order of business shall be as follows: calling the roll, reading and acting upon minutes and previous meetings, considering and acting upon matters listed or referred to upon the docket prepared in advance by the city manager, and other business, provided, however, by consent by the board that this order may be departed at any time. Section 2, this ordinance shall become effective immediately upon enactment following second reading and publication in accordance with the provisions of applicable Kentucky law.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oops. Well, let's just adopt 2614.
Yes, Mr. Mayor,
Is that what that,
Lisa has someplace she needs to be, so she's trying to jump ahead a little bit. That was the first reading of ordinance 2614, an ordinance of
Somebody
the.
interrupted me?
No,
Room?
you're on a roll. You're on a roll. I wasn't about to.
Good. Wait, just
But
you saw me
that
thumbing
was-
back and forth. I thought, that
me
doesn't.
too. I was like, she's not reading the right thing.
Yeah, so that was the first reading of ordinance 2614, an ordinance of the city of Richmond amending the regular meetings order of business at regular meetings.
Thank you, Mr. Attorney. Yes.
Sorry about that.
And we've had that, so that's the
First reading,
first reading,
2614.
ordinance 26-14. Thank you, Madam Clerk. May we have a motion, please, to bring to the floor for discussion?
I move.
Second.
Commissioner Newby and Commissioner Cole. Are there any matters, well, let's see here. You've covered, is there any question or any
The only thing that was
discussion?
amended was just the actual
So is this just a-
specific location of the room that's going to be held in City Hall. That's the only
So
thing
this is just the
that's
final
changed.
product of our city attorney going over something with a fine-tooth comb, is that correct?
You got it.
That would be part of my job description. You are correct, Commissioner. Yes.
You're a good attorney, a little winded at times.
Well, I'm working on that as well. I'll get to that here in a minute.
Because sometimes we do move our meetings.
Yes.
To
either
different
to the-
rooms
yeah.
within the building. That's
Okay,
correct.
thank you. Thank you, Mr. Attorney. That conceivably could be a challenge.
Yeah.
Yes, so thank you. Any further discussion? All right, second reading will come in the April 28 meeting.
Okay, now I'll read this.
Ordinance 26-13,
13.
yes. Madam Clerk,
Okay.
please.
Whereas American Legal Publishing Corporation of Cincinnati, Ohio has completed the 2026 S31 supplements to the Code of Ordinances of the City of Richmond, which supplements contain all ordinances of a general nature enacted since the prior supplement to the Code of Ordinances of this municipality. And whereas the American Legal Publishing Corporation has recommended the revision or addition to certain sections of the Code of Ordinances which are based on or make reference to the sections of the Kentucky Revised Statute. And whereas it is the intent of the Commission to accept these updated sections in accordance with the changes of the law of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, now therefore be it ordained by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the 2026 S31 supplement of Code of Ordinances for the City of Richmond, Kentucky, as submitted by American Legal Publishing Corporation of Cincinnati, Ohio, be and same hereby is adopted by reference as set forth in its entirety. The ordinance shall become effective immediately upon passage by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's the first reading of ordinance 26-13. May we have a motion, please, to bring to the floor for discussion?
So moved.
Commissioner Goble, Commissioner Brewer. Is there any discussion? That's pretty straightforward, isn't it?
Mayor, I'd just like to say that all of our ordinances from 2025 have all been codified, and so they're all on the website. So if any citizen would like to review our ordinances and including the development ordinance now. It's all codified under the same umbrella now. So we're hoping that citizens and developers will be able to find things a little bit more easier with it all being together.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The second person who keeps me out of jail. Yeah. Thank you so much. Any further discussion? Second reading will occur in the April 28th, second meeting for the month. Ordinance 26-15, an ordinance enacting and creating the Richmond, Kentucky Transportation Improvement District, TID, as authorized by KRS 184.350 through 184.395. This is a first reading. Mr. Attorney, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Whereas the Kentucky General Assembly has determined that surface transportation projects are essential and will contribute to the improvement of the prosperity, health, safety, and welfare of the people of a transportation improvement district and the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And whereas the Kentucky General Assembly has further determined that it is in the public interest and a proper public purpose for a transportation improvement district to acquire, construct, enlarge, improve, equip, sell, lease purchase, exchange, or otherwise dispose of property, structures, and other facilities for such transportation projects. And whereas the Kentucky General Assembly has authorized the creation of transportation improvement districts by the legislative body of cities with a population of 20,000 or more within the Commonwealth of Kentucky to promote industry, commerce, distribution, and research activity in the state. And whereas, recognizing the need for enhanced transportation infrastructure, the Board of Commissioners of the City of Richmond deem it appropriate to establish a transportation improvement district in accordance with and in adherence to KRS 184.350 to KRS 184.395 for the purpose of construction, reconstruction, improvement, alteration, or repair of any road, highway, public place, building, or project as defined in KRS 184.350 or other infrastructure where the public improvement will benefit the area where it is to be constructed, reconstructed, improved, altered, or repaired. And whereas the projects initiated by a TID and the exercise of its authority under KRS 184.350 to KRS 184.395 are deemed essential and are anticipated to contribute significantly to the enhancement of the prosperity, health, safety, and welfare of the citizens of Richmond. And whereas the establishment of the TID is also anticipated to foster mobility, industry, and community within the city, Madison County, the region, and the Commonwealth, now therefore be it ordained by the City of Richmond, Kentucky as follows. And at this point, I'd like to do this as a summary as allowed by 83A.060, because essentially this ordinance is a placeholder until there's a project that will come up that will then allow us to appoint the board. This is a brand-new piece of legislation. Only maybe 5 or 6 other cities and counties in the state have adopted a TID, which is how it's been referred to. I've spoken to Stephanie Nelson extensively about this. Essentially, by adopting this TID is going to place us, as far as the scoring sheet used in Frankfurt, is going to be putting us at the top for state money, for transportation improvement. With that in mind, the two most relevant sections are sections 2 and 5. Again, just pointing out that this board is largely advisory. They're going to be the go-between between the city and these projects. So the Transportation Improvement District is designed to facilitate intergovernmental and public-private cooperation in the area of transportation resources and investments under the allowances of KRS 184.350 to 395. And then most importantly for the authority they have is that upon the request of the Board of Commissioners, the Board of Trustees shall prepare, and submit a comprehensive report to the Board of Commissioners, which shall include a summary of ongoing and completed projects within the TID, financial statements detailing revenues, expenditures, and remaining balances. That's going to be largely if there's a public-private partnership, which those are kind of rare in this area, but it's something that could happen. And remaining balances, update, and any public-private partnerships or intergovernmental collaborations. Recommendations for future projects or initiatives to enhance transportation infrastructure within the City of Richmond, and any challenges encountered within the TID. Such reports shall also include any and all matters which the Board of Commissioners as a body deems appropriate and necessary. So the board is going to retain that control over the TID. Going to be people appointed to that with the expertise in this area, including 2 members of the Chamber of Commerce as required by statute. But essentially, the board is going to be created once a project would come to light that this would be appropriate for. And the key aspect behind that is that it will get us in front of the line as far as state money and potentially federal money.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
This is a summary of the first reading, ordinance 26-15. May we have a motion, please, to bring to the floor for discussion?
So moved.
Commissioner Cole,
Second.
Commissioner Newby, is there any discussion?
Mayor, if I may, I just want to clarify, like our city attorney said, this takes no power away from the commission. This allows us, and there's only a handful in the state that have these TID districts. This is a request from Stephanie Nilsson, who manages and administers our grants. It actually allows us to go after more federal and state money and puts us ahead of others that don't have these TID districts.
Thank you, sir. Any further discussion?
I just,
Commissioner
when I
Cole.
first read it, I called our city manager because I had a few concerns to just make sure that this was an advisory capacity. Because I think as a commission, we're very aware of the traffic, issues in a growing city and the concerns that some of our citizens have and that we all have about making sure that we do the best job with seeking money, for the roads that we can. So, again, it's my understanding that this is advisory, so we still have full voting authority when it comes to our budget and spending the money and so forth. And then the other thing that you all mentioned that we could apply for state money, but I did just a little bit of research, and I think maybe we can apply for some new federal money with this as well, if it happens to be available
That's
with
correct.
this new board that we would
I
have.
thought that was the reason too that we went after this was,
Yeah, it's for federal and it
Ability
allows
to
us to
get
apply for
federal
some
money.
special federal money that we wouldn't qualify before, to your point, yep.
This equips Stephanie then to
Yep,
move forward.
absolutely.
Any further discussion? There being none, second reading will be in the April 28, 6 p.m. meeting. Order 26-49, an order of the City of Richmond awarding bid for purchase of benefits, payroll, and training software services. Mr. City Manager, please.
Whereas the City of Richmond has advertised and accepted bids for payroll technology services to be utilized by Human Resources, and whereas 5 bids were received, reviewed, and the best proposal for the city was determined, now therefore be ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners, the payroll software project bid is awarded to Paycom of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, for implementation of $10,000 and an annual fee of $89,684. Funding for the project will mostly be allocated from the administration budget. The submitted bid is hereby attached to the order. The mayor is authorized to execute all documents relating to the agreement. This order shall take effect upon reading and passage by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, sir. That's Order 26-49. May we have a motion, please, to bring to the floor for discussion and approval?
I move.
Commissioner Newby,
second.
Commissioner Brewer, is there any discussion?
Mayor, if I may.
Yes, sir, please.
So this new platform will take us through the whole process from somebody being hired to when they retire. It includes a training module, onboarding module, timesheet module. This comes per the recommendation of our new HR director, Janet Townsend, who's here tonight to answer any questions I can't. As you know, we did get to a point where we were doing electronic timesheets with an internally built portal, and it worked pretty efficiently. What we're worried about going down the road is, as technology changes so quick, you really need to rely on somebody that keeps up with that technology, has the resources to do so, and also the customer service to support you when you do have a problem. Even with the system we built internally, there's a lot of things that are still antiquated and don't interface with finance, with information. And this is just one more step to getting closer to being more efficient and up to date with technology. So we're excited about implementing this. I'm sure there'll be some growing pains with the staff, but they'll find out that it's much easier to use than what we're using now, once we get it in place.
Thank you, sir. Janet, you're okay? I'm good. Wonderful. Thank you. Any further discussion? This is an order. All right, Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. Order 26-57, an order of the City of Richmond adjusting an employee status within the recycle department. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas the recycle department needs an additional equipment operator, and whereas there's an employee within the department that has currently applied for the position which meets all qualifications and has requested to be reclassified, and whereas the department has budgeted for this adjustment. Now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the following employee in the recycle department has hereby changed their employment status. Matthew Riddle, from Laborer 1 to Equipment Operator 1, effective payroll April 2nd, 2026, pay grade 2. He's been an employee since 2024. This order is effective immediately upon adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's Order 26-57. May we have a motion, please, to bring to the floor for discussion and approval?
So moved.
Commissioner Brewer
Second.
and Commissioner Goble. Is there any discussion? Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. Order 26-58, an order of the City of Richmond appointing a new Richmond representative to serve on the Madison Multi-Use Trails Alliance. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas there is an opening for the Richmond representative to the Madison Multi-Use Trail Alliance, and whereas this citizen has made a commitment to serve on the board, now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that Gary Ford be appointed to the Multi-Use Trail Board as the Richmond City representative. For more information about this committee and their efforts for trails connecting communities, visit madisonmultiuseky.com. This order shall be in full force and effect upon reading and adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's Order 26-58. May we have a motion, please, bring to the floor for discussion and approval?
So moved.
Commissioner Goble,
Second.
Just pick me.
Commissioners
6.
Brewer and Newby.
Just pick me, he said.
Is there any discussion? And I will just,
Go ahead.
you'll let me just this. We had a representative at Rotary last week who talked about the trails and the Riney Bee and so on.
Yeah.
And I think it aroused considerable interest in what this group does. And I think Gary is willing and wants to serve on this board. Go ahead, Mr. City Manager.
Mayor, I had the privilege of serving on this board from your appointment for 2 years. They're a wonderful group of people, very organized. As you know, there have been 2 other attempts to organize a group like this that didn't work out. I can assure you this group has it together. They meet regularly, they keep minutes, very organized, have done a comprehensive plan. They've been very engaged with planning and zoning, and have made good progress. So, Gary Ford, replacing my seat on the board, will do a wonderful job. He sits on our Parks and Recreation
Yes.
board. He's a bike enthusiast, and so he'll do a very good job at this.
Thank you, sir. And I look forward, even as was mentioned at the meeting, and hearing a little bit more of the history of the Riney Bee Railroad.
Yeah.
Riney Bee, Richmond, Nicholasville, Irvin, Estill, Beattyville.
Yeah.
I understand some of the rails are still in place. Any further discussion? Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. Order 26-59, an order of the City of Richmond hiring firefighters. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas the City of Richmond is in need of firefighters to meet the needs of the citizens of Richmond, and whereas testing was completed by all candidates and interviews conducted by a selection panel, and whereas a recommendation for hiring has been made by the city manager. Now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the following individuals are hired as firefighter 1 for the City of Richmond, contingent on satisfactory completion of all requisite background checks and pre-employment process, effective May 11, 2026, at the annual pay bait race of 25 through 26 at a pay grade 3. Eli Lakes, Gary Kearns. These individuals will serve a 12-month probationary period. This order shall be in full force and effect upon reading and adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's Order 26-59. May we have a motion, please, and bring to the floor for discussion and approval?
Don't move.
Commissioner Brewer,
Second.
Commissioner Newby. Let's do this first, Chief, if you don't mind. You said these gentlemen are here. If you don't mind introducing them, presenting them for us, please.
You both gentlemen come out tonight to witness the vote, so if they would stand up, please, Eli and Mike. Us here at the City of Richmond and the Fire Department look forward to working with both of you guys, and I think you'll fit in perfect. So, congratulations to you two.
And if he says so, it's a done deal.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chief. Any further discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole.
Might want to wait to see if we do actually vote you in here now.
I know. Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
So that was, yes,
Motion passes.
it passes, yes, indeed. Thank you.
If I'd known they'd all come,
Where
I
is
would have
he?
put it
See
in.
that fellow in that blue shirt going out that door, looking like his daddy. His daddy was one of my ninth grade students.
Of course.
Lord.
Looks just like, I was with him yesterday, Sean Sandlin.
Oh,
Sean.
okay.
Looked just like his daddy, yeah. He's the city administrator for the city of Berea
Yeah, that's
now,
right,
doing
that's right.
well.
Yeah.
Was fire chief there, yeah. Oh, you get older, Tammy, I tell you, you just,
That's right.
as a friend of mine said the other day, I said something, it was a little ooh, and she said, when you get older, your filters don't work as well. I said, okay, I know you're right. Order 26-61, an order of the city of Richmond entering into a memorandum of understanding between the Commonwealth of Kentucky Department of Parks by and through the Finance and Administration Cabinet, Eastern Kentucky University, and the city of Richmond regarding the Whitehall Historic Site. Mr. Attorney, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Whereas the Eastern Kentucky University desires to transfer the Whitehall Historic Shrine back to the Commonwealth of Kentucky Tourism, Arts, and Heritage Cabinet, Department of Parks, as the city of Richmond has been identified as a potential future caretaker for the property, and the city is amenable to taking title to the property, and whereas KRS Section 67.0802 authorizes a transfer of real property to another governmental agency, and whereas Richmond intends to take ownership and operation of Whitehall Historic Home with conscious efforts to preserve the local tourism jewel here in Madison County, and whereas it is a desire of Richmond to enter into a memorandum of understanding setting forth the respective rights and obligations of each governmental agency in connection with the transition of ownership and operation of Whitehall Historic Site. Attached hereto is Exhibit A. Now therefore be it ordered that the Board of Commissioners for the City of Richmond, Kentucky does hereby approve to enter into the proposed memorandum of understanding with the Commonwealth of Kentucky Department of Parks by and through the Finance and Administration Cabinet, Eastern Kentucky University, and the City of Richmond, and authorizes the mayor to execute same on behalf of the city. This order shall be in full force and effect upon reading and adoption by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, sir. This is Order 26-61. May we have a motion, please, bring to the floor for discussion and approval?
So moved.
Commissioner Cole,
Second.
Commissioner Goble, is there any discussion?
I would just say, as you know, we started this process about 5 months ago, and we do have a curator hired in place. He started with us this week, Matthew Parrish. Phenomenal young man, very familiar with the property, worked there for EKU. The insurance will be in place for this property Friday. I think if everything goes as planned, once the mayor and Chris sign this memo of understanding, we'll send it to Frankfurt and they'll circulate it between the parties, and we should have control of the property next Monday. So I know tourism's very excited about this.
Yeah.
And we have big plans for it. It needs polished, and we're gonna do just that, so.
Any, I'll ask it this way, any potential concerns are resolved at this point?
I think everything's good. There is a tenant on the property. We do have a lease agreement in place with them.
Excellent.
We're working on transferring utilities to our name. We started that process today. Working with IT for the laptop point-of-sale system. Spectrum is installing internet service the 24th and the 29th. So it's all coming together. We plan on actually opening the property right now tentatively Wednesday, May 13th, which would be 1 month from tomorrow.
Rob, thank you.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's been a good one.
Hard
This has
work.
been, yeah, this has
Yeah.
been
Long.
a tedious road to travel.
Well, and, you know, we have to understand that the Parks Department had to do an extensive inventory of all artifacts, furniture, antiques, and that took a lot of time. It
Yes.
really did, and so tourism has been a big help in this, Lori and Stacy, and we're just looking forward to bringing it into our historical property
Yes, indeed.
inventory. We'll have
Yes,
a lot of
indeed.
cool stuff here before long.
Thank you. Let's see, have we finished that?
No, not yet.
Need to vote.
The motion's on the floor. Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. Order 26-62, an order of the City of Richmond accepting a resignation by an employee in the Police Department. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas James Beasley in the Police Department has submitted a resignation notice to the city, now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners accepts the resignation of James Beasley from the Police Department as patrol officer effective April 17th. The Board of Commissioners would like to thank him for his service since 2025. This order shall become effective immediately upon adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's order 26-62. May we have a motion, please? Bring the floor for discussion and approval.
I move.
Commissioner
Second.
Newby, Commissioner Cole. Is there any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Goble,
Yes.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole.
Yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. Order 26-63, an order of the City of Richmond awarding a bid for ground maintenance services. Madam Clerk, please.
Whereas the city wishes to contract out services for the ground property maintenance at the Whitehall Shrine Historical Property, and whereas bid specs were advertised on March 18th and 3 bids were submitted by the deadline on March 23rd at 2 p.m., and whereas the bids have been carefully reviewed and a recommendation has been made to accept the best proposal which can provide the initial cleanup for the season with an adequate team and capabilities of maintaining throughout the season. Now therefore be it ordered by the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners that the bid for the ground maintenance contract at 500 Whitehall Shrine Road, Richmond, Kentucky, is awarded to Webb Outdoor Solutions of Richmond, Kentucky. The contract is effective for 1 year from this date with a 1-year option of renewal. Scope of the work will include mowing, trimming, spraying, and mulching. The bid and the price sheet is attached to this order. The mayor is hereby authorized to sign the contract with said company. This order shall be in full force and effect upon reading and adoption by the Richmond City Board of Commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That's order 26-63. May we have a motion, please, to bring to the floor for discussion and approval?
I move.
Commissioner Newby,
Second.
Commissioner Goble. Is there any discussion?
I need to ask our city attorney a question. You know, I always like to err on the side of any kind of ethical thing, and just 2 questions. In my packet, and I've had some iPad trouble, I'm actually going to leave it with Lisa tonight because it has some memory issues. But anyway, the only information that I had in here was just the Webb Outdoor Solutions, and I didn't have the others. And on the summary sheet, it didn't come through with the information on there, so all I could see, and I'm sure it's just mine has issues, but all I could see was just the proposal that was recommended. But for what I could see, second of all, I have Well, this guy mows my grass, so I guess I have a business relationship with him. So do I need to, recuse myself, excuse myself? What do I need to do?
Okay, Commissioner, I appreciate the question. As always, I'm all about permission rather than forgiveness. But generally, in a situation like this, and I will say that ultimately your decision as to whether or not to cast a vote is entirely up to you. Now, that's not to say that, if somebody deems there's something was done improperly, they couldn't make an issue of it. But under the city's existing ethics ordinance, unless you have an existing business relationship where you are going to be in a position where you individually are going to benefit financially from this contract, generally there's no conflict of interest. If that was the case, then no grass would get mowed in a small city in any city in this state because there's only so many people that do certain things. If you're confident that you are casting this vote with a clear conscience, then obviously that is your decision to make. Again, my knowledge of the ethics ordinance here locally and statewide is that generally as long as you're not in a position to where you are or a family member is benefiting financially from any contract entered into, generally the ethics ordinance would not apply. But if you truly believe that your comfort level is better to where you would like to step out when the vote is being taken on this, you are free to do so.
I think I would. I mean, I have a written agreement with him to mow my grass and do some landscaping stuff. So if it's okay, is it recuse myself or excuse myself?
I will, we would ask that the record reflect that Commissioner Tammy Cole believes that she may have a conflict on this vote. She is removing herself from commission chambers for the duration of the discussion on this potential contract award. And once the vote is taken, we will, on the record, invite her back in.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, Commissioner Newby.
First of all, I'm just curious, why does she have to leave why can't she just not vote? Does she have to leave the presence? I'm just curious.
Okay, well, you made a mistake asking, so I'm going to give you the answer. That Kentucky's read of parliamentary procedure is different than Robert's Rules of Order.
Okay.
Whereas in an abstention in Robert's Rules of Order is counted as a non-vote. In Kentucky, an abstention is counted as you acquiescing to the majority. So for instance, if your wife or someone's wife or husband has a catering contract or is up for a catering contract with the city, they abstain, they do not cast a vote, and the bid and the contract is awarded, it goes down as if they voted in favor of that. And for many years, I thought that was angels dancing on a head of a pin discussion that only city attorneys would have, until the last election cycle, there was actually an attorney general's opinion to where someone was trying to make hay out of the fact that somebody abstained, but the vote was actually tallied as if they voted in favor of something that might have economically benefited them.
Okay. That was just for my own personal thing. Now, this next question / statement is for the city manager. Our awarding this bid, obviously, is this individual he has teams of employees that mow, correct?
Yeah, so one of the things we evaluated when we had 4 people show up for the mandatory site walk on the property that Tim and I attended. 3 of these individuals bid the property. Understand that this is 14 acres of a property that needs serious, tender, loving care. The flower beds are grown up with weeds. There's been no pruning done this spring. They'll need to be weeded, pruned. They'll need to be mulched. There'll need to be flowers planted. The property will need to be mowed. You're talking about 14 acres. So the contractor that we chose has 4 3-man crews he can put at this at one time and get it done. We had the other 2 bids. One was one individual at $60 an hour, just one person. It would take one person, forever to get they would never catch up in the mowing, just the mowing piece of it. We had another contractor that had 3 4-man crews, and their actual price per mow was $70 cheaper than the contractor we chose. But when you started adding in mobilization cost, hauling cost, and cost of mulch, it put it way above Webb. So we feel very comfortable with this contractor. And to Commissioner Newby's point, he's assured us he can throw 4 3-man crews at this property and get it up in shape quick. And that's what we need.
And that was what I was going to get across to the rest of the commission, because this guy's got teams, and there's a lot of stuff out there that
Yeah.
to do. It's, you know.
Thank you.
I mean, he's done a lot of work for me too.
Oh, good.
I don't have a contract with him
Right.
right now, but whenever I need stuff done, he's
Yeah.
done it for the boat dealership and for,
And we'll use our road department to haul off 3 large piles of limbs and debris. We'll get that cleaned up. But the key is having somebody with the resources to get out there and be able to get it cleaned up quick, and he's assured us he can do it. Good references, nice young fella. I think he'll get it done. You'll see his trucks around town, it says Webb on them.
Yes, I did
Yeah.
today. Any other discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, please.
Commissioner Newby,
Yes.
Commissioner Brewer,
Yes.
Commissioner Goble,
yes.
Mayor Blythe.
Yes, thank you. This is the public comments period. Is there anyone who's come this evening to make any comments before the commission? Anyone? If so, would you please come to the podium, state your name for the clerk's record. Let the record show that Commissioner Cole is back with us.
Hey, I'm James Hyatt. A lot of you guys know me. I work at the post office down there. I took Sabrina's job now, so I'm the lead clerk there. How about that?
How about that?
All right.
I printed this out for you guys so you have more like reference. That intersection sucks. The Kirksville,
While we're waiting, where is that? Where's the intersection?
Red House Road, Union City, where they come together with that railroad over top of it. There's accidents there all the time. People don't know how to drive or what the rules of the road, or they're just being too nice and telling people to go and stuff like that. So you have school buses going through there, you have normal people going through there, putting subdivisions out there on mine in Dunbar. So it's just a lot more traffic and whatnot, and I feel like either the gold standard over roundabout being put there would be cool if there's enough room, or maybe some actual stoplights
Same
or
one
a
we
stop
talked
sign
about today.
four-way or
Jim
something.
Walters.
Would be beneficial.
Right.
It just sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, I know you're concerned. Mr. City Manager, where is the city line out there, please? Can you just recall?
Park City, that
Uh-huh.
whole intersection, there's a flashing yellow light there right now, and Magnolia Point, Phase 5, I think, is getting ready to dump into it with the Brewers. We're very aware of this. The county also approved 2 developments out, Union City.
City Road,
That'll
yeah.
be coming up, so we have contacted the state about a traffic study at that intersection. It'll need a traffic signal. I don't know that you can fix the underneath the railroad tracks
Yeah.
there. I don't think you can fix that, but I think the traffic signal will go a long way.
I agree.
We're being proactive about it as much as we can.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Every time I'm there, I'm like,
And that's how it's directed.
There was another thing. One of my coworkers, before I came up here, talked about the Whitehall, like picking up his kid from Whitehall Elementary, that he had like a big truck just fly by him while they were picking up their kids, going in the wrong lane, just going at least 40 miles an hour and stuff. I think that.
You talking about Whitehall School?
Yeah.
Or-
I feel like our children should come like above everyone else. I don't know. But their safety, someone could just walk out there and there's no time to stop or anything like that. And he had that concern, but I also have that concern too. People will treat our roads, especially where I'm at, out on Dunbar, like it's a drag strip. Kids play through there, people walk their dogs. There's no like sidewalk or anything like that. But literally, people are revving their engines, trucks rolling coal and just zipping right through there. And I don't know what the answer to that kind of thing is, other than like police coming through there. And I know that they can't do all in Madison County at all times. But I just wanted some thoughts and like, hey,
Now, I'm sorry, where do you live?
I live in Dunbar Lane.
Dunbar Lane?
Yeah, over
Okay.
by Union City.
We were talking about the school, the White House School, that's right
Well,
now.
That's a separate thing, but
Yeah.
altogether,
Yeah.
people are driving like they're maniacs.
Yeah. I mean, we have there's police, at every school. Unfortunately, there's always some, idiot that's gonna do something like that.
Drive by the bus.
I mean, that's,
Don't even.
that,
Slow down.
it sucks,
At every school.
but, it happens
Well, that's why I
sometimes.
said, I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
It's just like a concern that's
Sure.
a thing.
Your concern is well placed. It really is. But it isn't just about an intersection. There is, and Tammy, you say, you pick this thing up and say, no, you're wrong. But there is a general atmosphere of rules don't apply to me. And you will see it all over. Friend of mine, if you see stop signs, there's one right by my church. And you notice that folks will look down Irving, if they don't see anybody, they just roll right on through it. And he looked at me one day and said that STOP stands for step toe on pedal. Because that's what folks do. Folks, anywhere, anywhere, stop signs, and here's what really concerns me, because I've seen it several times in the past 48 hours. Even red lights don't matter. Stop lights don't matter to some people. The object of the game is to run the light. In that little interval of time of a half second where the light was yellow, you should have stopped then, it turned red, well, there's nobody out there yet coming the other direction, and you jump on through it. Somebody is going to die, tragically, because of that. I don't know, it's a state of mind that we're having right now to witness. But city manager says, we'll contact the state and get them on it so that something can be done perhaps to prevent a tragedy there. But I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah. My kids play out in the yard in Dunbar all the time, and I always have that, all parents have this, where they just imagine the worst. So like, my kids are out there playing, I always think of the movie Pet Sematary. The little girl just runs out and a big rig hits her, and I'm always like, man, it's my kids.
Yeah.
But that's where the concern comes from. It's just, anyway, so,
Appreciate you bringing it to our attention,
yeah.
to the public's attention even.
I think that's pretty much all I got, so, thank you for hearing me out and whatnot.
Sure. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am. Please come to the podium.
Okay, Glenda Dryden. I live on Baker Court, and I am now so fortunate to live next door to a frat house. Now, Baker Court has never been anything but a single-family dwelling street, aside from the fact that it's used as a shortcut to Eastern daily. Cars zip up and down, probably doing 45, 50 miles an hour, Parking next door to me is wrong in every conceivable sense. They park on the wrong side, going in the wrong direction. And law enforcement drives by both ways, looks at them, and keeps driving. I've had two different people tell me that they've asked law enforcement officers about that. And what they've been told is, well, it's just a $10 ticket. So they don't want to write it, and they don't. I've had as many as 3 cars parked in front of my house, from next door. I don't want my house to become a parking lot, the front of my house to be a parking lot. I don't want those cars there. And I'm talking, 3 and 4 hours at a time, halfway up. I shouldn't have to deal with that. I shouldn't have to deal with it, and they shouldn't be allowed to park there. I would like for you all to do something about that. I would also like for you to check out people who buy houses in any given area and find out what they're doing with it. A frat house on Baker Court is not reasonable. A 10 o'clock curfew is not reasonable for noise because my bedroom's right next to it. And I'm old and I go to bed early sometimes. So, I would just really like for you all to look at that and do something about it. It's not right for the people who live there, who live in their houses, who have been there for years, have to adjust to something that we shouldn't have to adjust to. And that's all I've got to say.
Could that be an Airbnb?
No,
No,
it's a college house,
Yeah. it's-
college rental.
Yeah.
Can you
It's a
make
frat house.
Residential parking on,
Do what?
like resident parking?
They don't have a residential parking ordinance on that street right now. We're looking at that. We're
I'm really
considering
hoping
it.
that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Let me just show you.
Wasn't there something that we did several months ago about Baker Court, wasn't it?
Yeah.
About the R1 situation, was that where it
Yeah.
was?
Linda actually led the charge on that to get a bunch of R2 houses rezoned to R1.
Let's see which one.
So,
I know
So
exactly
they,
what you're talking
they
about.
are R1
Yeah,
now?
thank you.
yes, the ones that participated, we rezoned them from R2 to R1.
Let me see that.
There's supposedly 3 people living in this house.
Looks like they, u-
cars.
Thank
Understand.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing it to our attention,
Yeah.
certainly. Anyone else? All right. Commissioner Newby?
No, sir, I'm good.
All right. Commissioner Goble?
Real quick, today was Leadership Madison County. We had a great day. Commissioner of Agriculture was here, Jonathan Shell, and we had a great day. We went to the horseshoeing school, and not one person in there knew that that existed, and it was a very interesting tour. And they've been here since 2010, and it was just it was a great day.
Commissioner Cole?
Well, I'll just remind everyone that it's a busy time for our Parks and Rec Department as we head into much better weather, and hopefully all the ice storms are gone. So I think tonight's the second night of Tasty Tuesday, so encourage folks to get out and enjoy that. And then also to be thinking about buying their passes and getting that on their schedule for the golf and the pool and all the fun summer options that we have. And that's all, just looking forward to summertime.
Yes, indeed. Commissioner Brewer?
I'll just, I'll get, some addresses to you in the morning. about
Okay.
Picking up some brush and stuff that they called me. on.
Just send them to me and we'll take care of it.
Yeah, I'll get it to you. That's all, Mayor.
All righty. Just two things. One, I asked Kerry a few days ago as there was another business, when we talked about Millstone's closing, that was in the news, and a couple of others, and I just asked somewhat an exit interview, even for some of our businesses, just to see what kinds of things they're dealing with that would cause them to feel and I'm sure it'll be different for different businesses, but at the same time, so that we can have an idea of what kinds of things we need to be aware of. Then secondly, the new businesses that are opening, it's just fantastic. And, but still, we want to know what we can perhaps do to help some business be successful, if there is anything we can. But I appreciate what you're doing. I want to mention that next Thursday and Friday, it's either 23, 24, 24, 25, one of them, but next Thursday and Friday, one of the things I've been wanting to do for several years, some of the meetings that we go away to, I'd like to have them come here to us. So I had one state meeting, in fact, a state Baptist meeting at my church on Friday. Folks came in from the west and they stayed in our hotels and all that. And then, of course, next Thursday and Friday, the KBC Leo is the acronym, the Kentucky Black Caucus of Local Elected Officials, which is a constituent group of the Kentucky League of Cities, is meeting here. And we're going to be using the Active Living Center. Should be pretty nice. The governor has been invited, and he usually shows up for this meeting. But there'll be folks from around the state who are elected officials, some appointed officials, and it'll be, as I say, at the Active Living Center. Peep your head in, poke your head in, whatever, and just, but this is one of the constituent groups of the KLC. Excited that we're having the group meet here. And all these many years, of course, we go elsewhere.
So, Lisa, did you want to make a statement about the work session?
This Thursday, it is the third Thursday, isn't it? This Thursday's work session is canceled.
There was no topics that were.
It is yes, thank you, Madam Clerk. Thank you, Commissioner. Yeah.
And we're wrapping up our budget meetings, our first round of budget meetings this week. So we just, Sharon and I have had meeting after meeting after meeting. And once we wrap that up, we'll get to a second round. So it's just been a busy couple of weeks. And we didn't have anybody on the agenda. We do have J.D. Cheney scheduled for our May meeting to give us a legislative update.
Yeah.
So we'll probably have to call a special called budget review meeting because J.D. will talk the whole time and then some, so, which we want him to do because we want to be updated on everything, so.
Rob, and thank you. I will say this, as a member of the board for Kentucky League of Cities, we've been called on several times in the past few weeks to make efforts to contact our senators and representatives to help move some issues that directly affect cities along. Not sure this time we're going to get the kind of result that we'd love to have in some of those. And I don't mind, saying it publicly because we represent the city. But there are some issues which will impact, and what I did make contacts, and I did tell some citizens, understand what this means to you if certain pieces of legislation pass.
Well, Senate Bill 9 is the big one that could pass today or tomorrow.
That the air.
That deregulates local Airbnbs. It basically takes local authority away from overseeing where Airbnbs go, inspections, how taxes are collected, the whole 9 yards.
Yes.
And I called our House representative, our senators, and I told them, look, if you guys vote yes on this and it passes, every time I get a call about a citizen
That's it.
complaining about an Airbnb popping up next to the house, I'm gonna give them your cell phone.
That's exactly what I told one of our
Because it's not good
legislators.
legislation.
That,
It's not good for any city.
It's not good for any
and I
city
said,
law.
this in addition, you would not want that kind of flexibility next door to you or across the street from you.
They've attached it to an affordable housing bill, and their response is, well, there's a lot more in this bill, and there is a lot in that bill that has to do with affordable housing and other things. So take that piece of it out.
That's the way you perpetrate stuff.
That's right.
But yeah, I did. I said,
Sort of knew that's what they were putting it in there.
let it ride.
Yeah.
A Trojan horse, right?
Yeah.
Let it ride in with something else. All right. I need to quit now, Lisa. Lisa, tell me, you need some extra ink pens now, Lisa, so you can throw them at me. All hearts and minds clear. Thank you all so much, and we've got time to get to Tasty. Yes, indeed. Madam Clerk, please call the roll. Motion to adjourn?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's somebody, yeah,
Yes.
okay. All the aye. All the folks get up, aye.